Hawks, first at 5 with Alicia Loxley.
Well, good afternoon. The Hawthorn Triple Premiership Party has continued in front of thousands of fans at the club's spiritual home, Glenferrie Oval. After a long night, the players were still in full voice as they thanked the Hawks faithful. Here's Mark McGugan.
Well, another year, another Hawthorn Premiership, and once again their fans have turned out in big numbers the day after the grand final to celebrate here at the club's spiritual home, Glenferrie Oval. Now, their heroes were presented on stage, some a little worse for wear, and it was Brian Lake who stole the show with his recap of that incredible smother.
How about it was smother? That is amazing. Brian Lake, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Yeah.
With the Hawks travelling south to greet their Tasmanian fans on Wednesday before returning to Melbourne for their best and fairest presentation next Saturday night.
Well, the Prime Minister has spoken with Muslim leaders about radicalisation in the wake of the deadly Sydney police shooting. As investigations continue into how a 15-year-old obtained a gun, a fund has been set up to help the family of his victim. Jane Azzopardi has more.
Well, people have been showing up throughout the day here at the Parramatta Police Headquarters, placing their tributes just outside.
Well, Friday's shooting has sparked an increase in security at tonight's NRL Grand Final, but it's also prompted the Victorian State Government to issue a plea to racegoers ahead of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Live now to Andrew Lund in Melbourne. Andrew, what's the message?
Well, look, Alicia, in a nutshell, it's basically don't worry. While there are extra bag searches being conducted at tonight's NRL Grand Final, and while some people may be a bit nervous in the wake of Friday's shooting, the state government says it's no reason for people not to get out and enjoy everything that Melbourne has to offer.
It's the Grand Final day, an opportunity to relive yesterday's moments.
So it's certainly the perfect way for the MCG to farewell the football season right before cricket fever kicks in.
When 9 News returns, the Vatican sacks a gay priest. A major fire erupts at a UK warehouse. And the church service where you can talk and walk with the animals. On a day of warm temperatures across much of southern Australia, it's fit an arsonist has struck at Mount Pleasant, northeast of Adelaide. The fire in the pine forest burned through about 1 hectare of land. Police are now trying to determine who was responsible. An estimated $150,000 was raised at the event. Great stuff. All right, Clint Stanaway is here now with sport.
Thanks very much, Alicia. Up next, the countdown to Rugby League showpiece. We are live to ANZ Stadium as the Cowboys and Broncos limber up. Also, those history-making Hawks eye off more glory. And the Wallabies send England crashing from the World Cup. Huge crowds are gathering in Sydney with the NRL Grand Final edging closer. Live now to Neil Breen at ANZ Stadium. Good afternoon, Neil. We're in for a big night, it seems.
Oh, we sure are, Clint, especially if you consider it's 35 degrees today in Sydney, if you don't mind, and the massive crowd of 80,000 plus who are expected at Olympic Park at ANZ Stadium tonight for this Broncos North Queensland Grand Final. Well, they got here early. Let's hope they're not celebrating too much before the game.
Defending champion Chelsea, their struggles continue, losing 3-1 to Southampton. And that is the latest sport, Alicia.
Great stuff, Clint. Thank you for that. Well, I'll have the national weather details for you after the break. But first, here's a look at what's coming up in 9 News at 6. Thousands of Hawthorn fans packed.
Tonight on the Win News Hour, Hawthorn players celebrate after their AFL Grand Final win, with plans to bring the Premiership Cup to Tasmania on Wednesday. Firefighters keep a close eye on bush blazes around the state as we head into more hot weather. At least 19 people, including 3 children, have died in a deadly airstrike on a hospital in Afghanistan. And we take you behind the scenes of Tasmania's Government House. Details at 6.
And extreme heat is building, especially over central areas, with purple indicating temperatures over 40 degrees and over 30 in orange and red. Currently, it's sitting on 32 degrees at ANZ Stadium ahead of the NRL final, but the temperature should drop as the sun sets to around 30 degrees for kickoff at 7:15. For the rest of the country, a front brought some cooler winds to the far southeast this morning, but a trough stretching from WA down to Victoria is starting to feed more hot air to the region. Tomorrow, a cold front will bring light stormy showers and cool winds to WA, but as the system progresses, it will meet up with the inland trough and push even more hot air down and across the southeast of the country. Some areas will see their hottest weather since last summer, with temperatures around 10 degrees above average. So sweltering in Melbourne, reaching 35, which is 15 degrees above average. Adelaide is expected to climb 14 degrees above average with a scorching top of 36. Also very hot for Hobart, reaching a sunny top of 27, 30 degrees on the way for Canberra and 33 in Sydney. Sunshine for Brisbane, reaching 33 degrees, but cooler conditions in Perth with showers a top of 22. And then on Tuesday, the southeast will be hot and windy to start before a late cool change. 31 for Adelaide, then cooling down in the afternoon, reaching 35 in Melbourne with the change not felt until the evening. 31 degrees in Canberra, in Sydney a top of 29 and a sunny 31 degrees on the way for Brisbane. And that is Nine's afternoon news for this Sunday. Our next bulletin is coming up at 6 o'clock. I'm Alicia Loxley. Bye for now.